Let's take the discussion from the agri space forward. RBV Bubna, MD of Sharda Cropchem, and MK Dhanuka, Managing Director of Dhanuka Agritech, joining us now. Two big voices from the space. There are a lot of triggers out there. One, of course, the progress on the monsoon front have been pretty decent, which usually sparks at least the domestic side of the consumption. Not only that, globally, the export opportunity and agri-chem companies were actually facing some amount of pressure on raw material and logistics front. That seemed to be normalizing. And not only that, brokerages are highlighting that important molecules will go off patent now, which gives opportunity to Indian companies which are R&D focused, and their pipeline will actually go up and their plans will get progressed. So we have the two best voices, Mr. Bubna and MK Dhanuka. Let's start with you, Mr. Dhanuka. How the fundamentals improved in the last few months and opportunities on the horizon which these brokerages are talking about new molecules?
You see, the monsoon has been delayed by 15 to 20 days. So that has delayed the sowing overall. But now monsoon has covered most part of the India, leaving one or two states like Bihar, Jharkhand, etc. So it is expected that the sowing will take place in a big way, and the demand for the agrochemicals will be much more in next week onwards.
Sure, Mr. Dhanuka, I think there is a bit of issue in getting the exact information out, but nonetheless, let me just take the conversation forward as well. Mr. Bubna is also joining us on the show. Mr. Bubna, just wanted to understand how's the inventory level, etc. on the ground, because people were expecting a lot with respect to new registrations, etc. coming in. Can you talk to us about the pipeline?
Madam, pipeline is quite big and healthy. If you talk about our company, we have about more than 1,000 registrations in the pipeline, and our portfolio is improving year after year.
That point is taken, Mr. Bubna, but just talk to us about Mr. Dhanuka as well with respect to how Q1 is panning out, because at the start of the year we were expecting good things, then the monsoon got delayed, etc. Do you think Q1 is going to be a bit on the weaker side and Q2 is when we'll see the pickup, because inventory levels haven't really liquidated yet, right?
Yes, madam. Inventory levels are alarmingly high and the offtake is not much. The biggest concern nowadays is the drop in the prices of agrochemical products globally, and globally the players are a little nervous when they see the prices which are prevailing in China.
Okay, point taken as far as that is concerned, Mr. Bubna. But a similar question to you as well, Mr. Dhanuka, as to what is happening with respect to business, because the Dahej plant was going to come online, I think, in the month of July itself. Is that progressing well? And going forward, what kind of growth you're envisaging, both in volume and value term for FY24?
You see, the export demand in US and Brazil has reduced drastically because of the huge inventory pressure over there. So that's why from China, export is not happening to these countries and demand is less. That's why the prices of most of the generic molecules has come down. So that is impacting the overall growth plans of the companies, because in few of the molecules, the prices has come down even more than 25%. Secondly, because of the delayed season, some sales of the first quarter has been postponed to the second quarter. So second quarter is always much better in comparison to the other three quarters. So we expect that the second quarter will remain very good. Dhanuka is not in exports till now, but now we have started the export division, and the Dahej plant is on track, and we are waiting for some permissions from the government. Once we get the permission, we hope that by end of July we will start the production over there.
So FY24, bulk of it is still to go. Mr. Dhanuka, Mr. Bubna, same question to both of you. Let me come to you, Mr. Bubna first. How does the full year looking? What is the aim you are looking at closing the year with? On top line and profits? Mr. Bubna?
See, that today the picture is very hazy, difficult to say. But in my opinion, this year may not be as good as the previous years. Now, how bad or how worse will it be? Difficult to comment. But today the scenario looks very pathetic and very pessimistic.
Goodness, you're scaring us already.
Yeah, Mr. Bubna, it's quite a strong choice of word, calling it a bit pathetic. But at least is the margin profile looking better, because raw material prices, as you had also indicated earlier, is coming off at least? Will you get some support from the margin, or given the fact that the top line itself is expected to kind of slide, margins and profitability too will take a hit?
Neither margin and profitability will all take a hit. The customers, the players in US, as Dhanuka ji has said, are very nervous. They are returning the goods which they have taken, and and the prices have gone down to about 30 to 40% of the normal price. That means a discount of 60 to 70% in the prices. That is making everybody very nervous.
Sure.
And you are making us nervous as well,
Exactly.
Mr. Bubna. But just to wrap up the conversation, Mr. Dhanuka, quick question coming to you as well with respect to your rest of the businesses. What the update is on the non-agri part, if you have any? And I think if I remember it right, the margins were expected to come to the 18% level because they had slipped to 13%. Do I have those numbers right? Are they expected to go back to 18%?
Yeah, we are expecting 100 bips improvement. So margins will be, EBITDA margin will be in the line of around 17.4%. That is the target for the current year. And we hope that we will have double-digit growth in the current financial year if the monsoon remains good in the balance August and September months.
That trend line, FY19 to 23, almost 70% improvement in 4 years is what Dhanuka Agri top line has grown. And that's how, Mr. Bubna's commentary is still slightly on the cautious side because the outlook on exports is weakish. But domestic agri companies, just like Mr. Dhanuka is talking about higher margins and improvement in the second half. That's the kind of gist we are gathering from both these industry majors. Thank you, Mr. Bubna and Mr. Dhanuka, joining us on the show today.